Hi, this is Kevin Brown with 2 Minute Tuesday. Why socialism doesn't work. Have you heard about Venezuela? This is what $1 compared to this stack of Venezuelan money is worth. I mean, that takes a whole stack of it. It's amazing. You know, people are touting socialism today in America as some sort of utopian way of establishing an economy. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. Because if you take my money and you give it to somebody else who doesn't work, what's that going to create in me? No incentive at all. You know, and what's amazing is that even there are people who are using the Bible to say that socialism works. And they use Acts 4:34. There was not a needy person among them, talking about the first church, for as many were owners of... Oh, wait a minute. They were owners of lands. They got to choose. Or houses. They sold those and brought the proceeds of what was sold and laid it at the apostles' feet, and it was distributed to those who had need. So that means that they got to decide. They did that because they wanted to help others. You know, when Hugo Chavez was re-elected president back in 2012, there was a guy that wrote an op-ed piece with the New York Times, and he was touting all that Chavez was doing, that extreme poverty had been reduced by 70%, college enrollment was up, and all of this. You know, and in America, there are people that are saying, okay, yeah, we want free college, we want free food, we want free health care, and so I'm just going to take your money and I'm going to redistribute it and pay for it. Here's the thing. You'll be paying for it the rest of your life in taxes when the tax rate goes to 70% plus. You might get free college, but you'll pay for it for the rest of your life. It's an amazing thing. Have you seen what's happened in Venezuela? There's no water. They can't find baby formula. They're going to other countries to bring in just basic necessities. And there's rioting in the streets. You know who's controlling Venezuela today? The drug cartels, kingpins, thugs. That's what happens when evil people take control. And that's what happened during World War I. After World War I, kids in Germany were stacking German marks. In 1914, a German mark was at an exchange rate of 4.2 to 1 US dollar. And then after World War I, 9 years later, it was 4.2 trillion marks to 1 US dollar. You know what the Germans said that they were going to do? They started printing money, and they printed the money banking on the fact they would win the war. They didn't win the war, and the Treaty of Versailles bankrupted the nation. Yet I know there are people that talk about, well, it works in Denmark and it works in Sweden. Have you heard that? Socialism works there. And yet in these Nordic countries, the president of Denmark in 2015 said, we do not have a socialist country. We have a market-driven economy. And if you look at their economies, you'll see that. You know what I found? When people give because they want to give, when they help because they want to help, that's when you actually are able to get involved in people's lives and help others. Just giving free money to people that are able-bodied and that can work destroys them of a work ethic. And then they don't want to do anything. And this becomes multi-generational. I tell you, we need to get back to a work ethic. To not socialism, that's the utopia, but the fact that God has designed us and created us for a purpose, to work and to be productive. I'm all for helping people, but those that really need the help. Socialism does not work. This has been Kevin Brown with your 2 Minute Tuesday.